welcome to this week's Film Blast Top Picks. Gary, what you got?
Well, I'm going to go with some pilots actually, and coming in first, I'm going with a pilot currently on Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
And that's The Tick, a remake, if you like, of the animated TV series of the 90s. It follows two characters, one if you like, dweeby, geeky kind of character.
Named Arthur.
Named after, he is, exactly, yeah. And he's kind of...
A moth suit wearing...
Yeah, no, he's not yet, no, not at the beginning. He had... His dad's actually killed by one of the main protagonists in a freak aircraft falling on him. It's a bit weird. Using the same villain from Preacher and starring Peter Revenovich as the Tick itself. Actually really quirky. It's a nice, unique take.
The Tick is quirky, that's the whole point of it. Yeah. I like the fact that you don't know if it's real hallucinogenic, you know what I mean?
That's what I couldn't work out. Yeah, I couldn't work out.
Tick, in the previous episode, he's always been real, but in this, is he a figment of Arthur's imagination, which is quite interesting.
Yeah, and it's really nice premise, and when you watch it, it's something that's been created with confidence. You can see they're confident they're going to get a series out of this. And I think when you watch the episodes, you'll agree with me, definitely deserves one. So that's my first top pick.
My first pick is Atlanta. It's shown at the moment on FX. I don't know when it's coming to England, hopefully soon. It's by Donald Glover and stars Donald Glover about the Atlanta rap scene. Oh. Funny enough, you'd think Donald Glover, being a rapper, being Childish Gambino, he would be the rapper in it, but no, he's not. Oh. He plays the rapper's manager, or his cousin's manager, who's a trap star. It's really good. Imagine if The Wire did hip hop with a bit of David Lynch, like weird freakiness thrown in. So really well shot, directed all by the same person, directed every episode.
Oh, nice.
The first episode I really liked. The second one was a little bit, it was 20 minutes, it felt quite a slight.
Oh, right, okay,
a bit of like feeling to it, but not a lot. There was a bit of Donald Glover's in the police station. It felt a lot like In the Night Of.
And my second pick, Daryl, is going to be yet another pilot. Okay. And again, it's on Amazon Prime. It's Jean-Claude Van Johnston.
I haven't seen this one. I have seen The Tick.
Yeah.
I haven't seen this one.
It's actually... I don't know whether I can work out what it was or it doesn't quite know what it is.
Is it just crazy for the sake of it?
So basically, Jean-Claude Van Damme is Jean-Claude Van Damme in it.
Okay.
But he's also a CIA agent.
Right.
Who's in love with his former handler.
Okay.
And although he's retired, because he's not with her anymore, decides to get back in the game.
Okay.
And his code name is Jean-Claude Van Johnston.
Right. Does he do any kickboxing?
He does some splits.
Oh, nice.
And there's a very funny scene where he gets in a fight with a bunch of guys. Looks like he's going to get his ass kicked. It's about 10 of them. They all go running in. The main ringleader stops him, says, "Hold on, we have to go one at a time. We don't want to confuse matters." So
nice. I'm going to watch that just for that one bit now.
Yeah, it's really tongue-in-cheek. It kind of, as I said, I think the reason I couldn't quite work out what it is it's so brazenly tongue-in-cheek that you kind of find it a little bit hard to believe at first.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you settle into it and you kind of realise
where it's coming from.
Absolutely, yeah. So definitely a top pick, and I want as many people to watch this as possible because I really want to see a full series.
My second pick is Midnight's Edge, a YouTube channel, and in they go through all the ins and outs of the studio system. You know, you learn about Ghostbusters, they've been doing stuff about that, why it failed, what happened, the lead up, the build up to it. They talk a lot about IP stuff and like the Sony hacks and things like that. So if you like that sort of thing, if you like the industry and as it reflects IP as well, like Marvel and Ghostbusters and all these about the franchises and behind the scenes and everything that builds up, really well researched, really well done. I enjoy them a lot. They're about 30 minutes each one as well, some of them. They're multi-part ones, so you can just sit there and watch them and you learn a lot more stuff about what's going on.
Oh. Well, I think you can guess what I'm going to be doing when I leave here. I'm going to go watch some of that. And my final pick it's a joint one. It's two films that have recently been released on Netflix, and they are The Fundamentals of Caring and The Wrestler. The Fundamentals of Caring, starring Paul Rudd. Basically, his son has died. Yeah. He's an ex-screenwriter because his son died. So he stopped. It's set 3 years after. He becomes a carer, essentially because he blames himself for his son's death. He wants to look after somebody. He wants to care for a life again. The main actor suffers with a muscular... I can't remember. It's English.
Yeah, the kid from Submarine and Red Oaks.
Yeah, exactly.
I love that Amazon series.
Yeah, and he suffers with muscular dystrophy.
Yeah.
Or a form of that. But it really, what I liked about it a lot.
To me, the media Selena Gomez.
Oh yeah. Also stars Selena Gomez, who at some points looks like she's got a very round face, and at some points looks kind of attractive. So I couldn't quite work out.
Selena Gomez is known for having a big round face.
Yeah, she's got a really round face. This one looks like she got stung by a wasp at points. Yeah. But the main actor, what I loved about this film is the fact that they took a disability, they took something tragic, like the loss of a son, and what they said to the audience is, life doesn't stop there.
Yes.
Life only stops when you let it stop.
So it's a life-affirming, warm, funny.
Definitely. My only issue is
black humour.
Oh, definitely. I mean, they take the piss out of each other all the time. Definitely. Like, there's a point when the main character, he says, "Oh, if I had Katy Perry," oh no, he's talking about a TV presenter. He says, "Oh, if she was here, I'd fuck her so hard she wouldn't be able to walk." And Paul Rudd turns and says, "What? You're going to infect her with your muscular dystrophy?" So it's that kind of film where it says, look, life has its tragedies, but we've got to got to learn to look them in the face and say, "Not today." But no, it really is. Unfortunately, doesn't, in my opinion, quite hit the crescendo that it's aiming towards. But nonetheless, fantastic watch, and of course, quite an old one here. I think it was 2008 release. Darren Aronofsky's The Wrestler.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
One of my favourite films.
Exactly, it's why I had to put it in here. It came on Netflix. I think I've watched it at least 5 times.
I cry every single time I watch it.
It's brilliant, and it's one of those films where it's aging really well. Yeah. It's aging very, very well. It was shot, it wasn't overly stylised when it was shot, so it kind of hasn't aged, but the message in it, a man that's lived a life of kind of sin, and it's catching up with him, and he kind of can't quite let go, of the past. It's beautifully told, and I think if you haven't seen it, watch it. If you have seen it, it gets better the second time. So those are my top picks.
My final pick, and I only just thought of it when you were talking about The Wrestler. Oh, nice. It's on Netflix as well. It's a documentary. It's kind of like an advert for DDP yoga.
Oh, okay, yeah. I think I know where you're going with
Dallas Diamond Page.
Yep.
He left wrestling, become a yoga instructor.
He did, yeah.
He now runs a halfway house basically for other wrestlers.
Yeah.
And this one, I forget what it's called. It's about Jake the Snake, basically.
Resurrection or Redemption of Jake the Snake Roberts.
Yeah. And it's a story about Jake the Snake getting clean, trying to sort his life out. He's still a little bit, he doesn't get all the way there.
No, he doesn't. And I think I've seen this as well. I liked it. It's a nice insight.
Do you think that maybe they should have focused on Scott Hall maybe a little bit more than
I think there should have been. I think they started filming it and Scott Hall wasn't involved.
No, exactly.
And then he comes involved halfway through, but he has got a full redemption story.
Yes, exactly.
He really did. He was hours away from death.
Yes.
And he's brought it all the way back to get inducted into the Hall of Fame. Actually, Jake Snake has been inducted as well. Yeah. But he has his falling off, and I think that's why they focus on him. Yeah. Because of the Beyond the Mat documentary. My only issue with it is it felt like it did. It felt like an hour and a half long advert for DDP yoga. Yeah. However, I agree with you. Very much worth a watch because it's nice to see that there are people out there trying to help Jake Snake Roberts.
And messed up wrestlers, like in the end of The Wrestler. You know what I mean? Because at the end of that, you don't know if he's lived or dies. Well, this says there is life after wrestling.
Exactly. Brilliant pick, Dale. Fantastic. So that has been this week's Film Blast Top Picks. Remember to give us a like, a share, a subscribe.
And until next time, have a blast.